You got your track shoes on, Sam?
I ain't got them on right now. I gotta get them out the closet.
There you go. There you go. I think if I ran the 100 right now, I probably finish it in 100 seconds right now. So so the mighty North Carolina A&T men's indoor track and field senior star Trevor Stewart understands something very clearly. What you understand, Trevor? North Carolina A&T State is an HBCU. Therefore, no matter what the team accomplishes during the regular season, they go to meet the likes of NCAA's men's and women's indoor track and field champions at the University of Arkansas's Randall Tyson Track Center. Underestimated, right? Even when they win at NCAA nationals, it is credited as an anomaly, unfair perhaps, but Stewart loves every aspect of it. On Saturday, Stewart, and there was a couple Saturdays ago, Stewart and sophomore Randolph Ross. Why they named that boy Randolph?
Hey, man, maybe it's a family. Maybe he like the second or
Here,
the third.
here, Junior.
They ain't
Here,
had no
Junior.
choice.
Here, Junior. No, that's his classification. No,
Okay.
no, no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's Randolph Ross Jr., who is a senior. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we got
you know if you got a name like that, that's a
yeah.
family name.
Yeah, you don't just give somebody that name just off the top, right? So
Mm-mm.
we got Stewart, Randolph Ross Jr., Elijah Young, and Junior Daniel Stokes won the NCAA Outdoor National Champion in the 4x400 meter relay to give the men's program its first ever national championship. Man, that's live. Shouts out to them, hand claps to them, right? And so this is a quote that says, people are always going to discredit us no matter what we do, said Stewart. Okay, this is my Stewart voice. It boils down to we're an HBCU. We're not supposed to be doing this. This almost forces us to do it bigger and better. But we're fine with that. It makes us better people and it prepares us for life after college. Bigger and better is what the world is going to expect from us too. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at
Mm-hmm.
that. So A&T's 4x400 team certainly did it big and better on Saturday. The foursome ran a 3:03.16, the fifth fastest time in NCAA history. Damn.
Ooh.
To outlast the University of they beat Kentucky. So they got here beating SEC schools, and we know how the SEC
Yeah.
do in track and field.
Yeah,
So
they the dominant conference in track and field.
right. And so the Aggies are the first HBCU to win an NCAA outdoor title in the 4x400 since Morgan State won in back-to-back years in 50 and 65 and 66. So in addition to winning the 4x400, Ross Jr. finished second nationally in the 400 meters by running a 44.99 to establish a new personal record. Ross Jr.'s time is the eighth fastest in NCAA history. So yeah, man, the boys went up there and got it in. And what's I've been reporting about A&T track and field, whether it's men, women's, indoor, outdoor, for maybe 4 years now. Balling, A&T balling.
Yeah, man. It seems like they just building and building to eventually they're gonna win that because these were championships in these individual events. But eventually they're gonna be pushing for that team title.
Right, right, right. And they know that they can stack up against the best.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't mad at them. I ain't mad at them, man. So, all right, so that's the first part of our HBCU spotlight. North Carolina A&T sends a message with a national title, and it's not a black college title. It's
The
a
NCAA.
yes. Get your mind right.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's what's up.
so primetime magic is happening in Jackson State, even though they lost to Alabama State. But primetime magic is happening in Jackson, Mississippi, because it seems like everybody's winning. So Jackson State football team is better than they were in the past 9-10 years because of prime time. We know the basketball team has won the MEAC title. I think the women's basketball, and we're about to talk about the women's volleyball team. So Jackson State Lady Tigers defeated Mississippi Valley State 3-0 on Monday evening as JSU captured the spring 2021 SWAC volleyball regular season championship with an undefeated record of 9-0 in league competition. I ain't mad at them. Jackson State defeated Mississippi Valley State 25-22 in the close first set before defeating Mississippi Valley State 25-12 and 25-15 in sets 2 and 3 of the night. Jackson State was led by Alexis Williams, one-time Alexis, who contributed 12 kills, 5 digs, and 5 service aces. Damn. Jalen Witten titled 9 kills and a team best 7 digs in the championship clinching match. JSU's Marina Burrito finished with 4 kills and 3 blocks, and Elena Washington and Dakira Dennis each tallied 6 digs in the win. So, shout out to JSU volleyball. They had abbreviated season, went out there and killed 9-0.
Yeah, man, and it's good. It is thinking about what you were saying about Deion Sanders. That's the thing about him being there. Obviously, it's going to benefit the football team, but just that residual effect, like, you know, people, like maybe they go on the internet and they searching about JSU football, and then, oh, I also see this article about the volleyball team pops up, or this article about the women's basketball team pops up. So that's just going to get them more exposure, you know, overall, and then to go out and perform, that's just gonna pay dividends further down the line.
Yeah. And salute to Deion for pushing his weight around for what it was saying about the women's soccer field. Did you see that? Because you know, for those who don't know, basically Jackson State's women's soccer field is not up to par. Hell, FAMU don't even have a women's soccer team. FAMU don't have no soccer.
They don't have any.
It's all in the mirror. So shout out to Jackson State for having a soccer team, but their soccer field for the women isn't up to par. So Deion was like, it's unacceptable, and he's making sure he use the power that they have to get the women's soccer team a better field. So shout out to him for that.
Yeah, man, that's what you gotta do. That's what you like to see that on not just the HBCUs, but any of these schools with these because the football and basketball, especially men's basketball and football, they're gonna drive the bus for the majority of athletic programs. Right. So anytime you see those programs using their influence to look out for those other programs that aren't, you know, the revenue generating sports, you know, that's a good thing, because I mean, those athletes work just as hard as the football players. They work just as hard as the men's basketball players to go out and compete. So you like to see those programs that got the notoriety to help to spread that around.
Because it all helps the next, and it helps those other programs be able to bring in revenue for themselves.
Right.
So, because I'm not going to get into this because we didn't come here to talk about this, but it just makes me think about the conversation people are having about the NBA and WNBA, about the pay disparities and things, and how that happens and what they can do to fix that. And it's just, well, revenue. But what can bring in more revenue is more exposure, more shine, but more help. But you still have to have the revenue that you bringing in to make sure you improve what you have going on for yourself. So that's our HBCU Spotlight there, Shouts.
Yep.
Hey, man, know one thing.